He's been so impressive in this series and what he's been able to do ever since Westbrook has been out. I feel like, he's doing a lot for his team, and I think that the main thing for him is not to get caught up in trying to do more. I think that's when you can get in trouble as a player when you're on the court. I mean, I know that he's trying to help his team. He's trying to propel his team to the next round and win this series, but I think the most important thing for him is to keep playing the way that he's been playing. I think that towards the end of games, it's starting to wear on him. He's going so hard that at the end of the games, he's a little fatigued. So I think it's up to Kevin Martin and Ibaka and some of these other guys to step up and help him, because those numbers are ridiculous.
Right.
And I think that it's important for him to just keep doing what he's doing. He can probably take more shots. He shoots the ball so well.
But you're saying he may risk being even more fatigued and not being able to help the team at all. So you like the way he's playing right now?
I like the way he's playing. He's solid.
I
think that other guys on his team need to step up for him and make that up.
All right. Stephen A., KD do more?
I love to say, yes, he can do more. But here's the deal. Kevin Durant is a superstar. He's losing this series. The Memphis Grizzlies will go to the next round. And I couldn't be happier for Kevin Durant. This is the greatest thing to ever happen to him. This dude walks around averaging 28 a game. He's averaging about 31 in this series, okay? And it still isn't enough. Now, granted, Russell Westbrook's gone down. It would be nice for Serge Ibaka, Kendrick Perkins, and Thabo Sefolosha to do something more than give you 6 of 25 shooting from the floor combined, I might add. It would be nice for Kevin Martin. Yeah, we know you're not James Harden, but you don't have to be. But can you give me more than 13 points? All right. Can you make me a favor, for crying out loud? It would be nice of him. But in the end, what it comes down to is this, Skip and Al. Here's the deal. You're Kevin Durant. You've been leaning towards Russell Westbrook. You deferred to some degree, which Skip and I have discussed ad nauseum. A situation like this, granted, if Russell Westbrook were there, you wouldn't have this problem. When he comes back, you don't have this problem. But what's going to leave an indelible mark in the mind of Kevin Durant is, without Russell Westbrook, what could I do? You've got to ask yourself that question. Maybe if you were accustomed to being a bit more assertive as opposed to deferential, you'd know what to do. You'd be accustomed to doing more instantly and instinctually as opposed to learning on the fly. Maybe, just maybe, put some more pounds on. You can take some of that punishment, okay? So the conditioning that you're alluding to, or that Al alluded to, is not something you're succumbing to and is really knocking you down. He's a relatively skinny guy. Al, I've said this to Skip. Please tell me if I'm wrong, Al. You would know. As great as Kevin Durant is, you trying to tell me if you're a big boy like yourself, you don't see a skinny dude like him wreaking havoc, and you don't scratch your head and say, you know what, maybe he need to feel a little forearm or an elbow or something. I got to do something to stop this brother because he's a bad boy. That kind of stuff is what you look at. And so you're talking about a Memphis Grizzlies team with Zach and Gasol and all of these dudes. And I'm just looking at them and I'm saying, my goodness, they're leaning on Kevin Durant. They're making him feel their physical presence. And all of a sudden, a 91% free throw shooter can't make 2 free throws in the closing second. That ain't panic with Kevin Durant. He doesn't panic. That's fatigue. That's people wearing down on him. That's what you do to somebody that slim. So all of this is a lesson for it to be learned. And I think he's going to be even better in the future because of losing this series.
Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right about the fatigue wearing on him. I think that him guarding Marc Gasol at the end of the game, that takes a toll on you. You having to give up that much weight and having to put up against him. Kevin Durant, he's really a 2-guard. He's used to guarding smaller guys, and the only way you can stop him is by being physical with him and holding him up. I don't know if putting on weight for him this early is going to help him because he's so athletic, he's so gifted. But I do feel like, one of the things that is going to help his game is, like Stephen A. said, be more assertive. Right. He's being more assertive now. He's having to take that leadership role more as opposed to in the past with Russell. He can kind of fall back more, and Russell has that kind of personality that he kind of takes over. He's aggressive, he's strong. But I think this is good for Kevin. I think it's going to help him grow as a player.
You think he's going to lose the series? See Memphis advancing?
I do see Memphis advancing. I think that they're playing great basketball right now. Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, and Mike Conley's been playing great too, and Bayless off the bench. So I feel like they are going to advance.
Who was that off the bench?
Bayless.
Bayless.
You know that guy?
I love that guy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Carrie, what was the question?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
He knows. He knows.
I don't know. Something about Kevin Durant. Oh, can he do more?
Yes.
Oh, we finally got back to it.
Yeah.
So, Stephen A., I got to cross-examine because I was trying to follow your answer. I think you're saying, which I actually like, that Kevin Durant is learning a lesson from this series. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Rare insight. I like it. Here's my point. I am holding my favorite player, Kevin Durant, to the highest extreme bar. I'm setting my bar way up here. Stephen A., you said he was going to be MVP this year. I stuck with LeBron just because I thought LeBron would be able to do a little bit more with his group.
That is correct.
Okay, but the point is, 3 straight games now against Memphis. The game has been on a silver platter for Kevin Durant late. The first time, he closed that deal. He dribbled the ball up the floor 6 straight times, and he made 5 out of 6 shots. The second time, Game 2 in Oklahoma City, Thunder up 1 with 2:41 left, Stephen A. And what happens? Memphis goes on a 10-3 closing run, and I thought just stole the game. In that stretch, Kevin Durant, 0 for 2. Then, as you point out, Stephen A., Game 3, it's 81 all late, thanks to a Derek Fisher 3. And what happens? Kevin Durant misses 2 for. You can't miss. I don't care how tired you are. You're the man. I mean, you got to make those 2. Make one of them. Yeah. And Stephen A., Memphis at home, albeit, closes out with a 6-0 run. And Kevin Durant missed another jump shot in that run. No good. You're better than that. It's your game. Who's the best player on the floor by far? It's Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. You have to close one of those 2 deals, and it's a 2-1 series for Oklahoma City.
But Skip, in all fairness, let's be clear about something here. You have been on the record as well, talking about how highly you respect Memphis. Not only do they have a great coach, not only do they have 2 bigs who play big, a la Al Horford style of basketball, but you also got a guy that is a friend of our show that spent time with us in the NBA Finals, and Tony Allen, who is a big-time defender. A matter of fact, let me put this on the record here. Tony Allen deserved stronger consideration for Defensive Player of the Year honors. This dude is a big-time defender. All I'm saying to you is everywhere you turn on Memphis, this is who you're going up against. As great as Kevin Durant is, Memphis is that great defensively.
Okay.
These boys play collective defense.
2 quick points. Tony Allen is 6 feet 3 inches tall. Kevin Durant is what
6'4", 6'5". Yeah.
He's not that tall. He's not that tall.
I thought he was. I thought he was.
Okay, Kevin Durant is, we got the wingspan. He plays 7 feet tall. Yeah. He should have his way shooting over Tony Allen. And in games 1 and 2, Lionel Hollins went with Tayshaun on Kevin Durant most of the game, right?
Yes, you're right. Okay. But what I'm trying to say to you is understand this and think about this. And Al, please chime in if I'm wrong. Skip, one of the nightmares of having an elite defensive team that you're going up against is when they're versatile defensively. Tony Allen's shorter, but he's cutting off your legs. Tayshaun's longer, so he's contending with you in terms of face-to-face and what he can bring to the table. And then you got the big boys leaning on him. And then on top of it all, he found himself in defensive situations where he literally had to try and defend Marc Gasol, with him feeling Marc Gasol's forearms and elbows and leaning on him and what have you. The combination of that variety of defensive maneuvers, the kind of stuff you've been exposed to physically, wears on you, Skip. It's like, oh my Lord, where am I going to get hit at next? I got hit in the legs by Tony Allen initially. I got hit up high by Tayshaun Prince. I'm getting hit in my midsection and my back and my arms and all of this stuff every time I run around. The combination of those 2 things, combined with the minutes played, combined with the fact that he's a finesse player, not accustomed to that level of continuous contact, is going to have an impact. Correct me if I'm wrong, Al.
No, I think you're right. I think it does wear on your body, and especially in a playoff series. I mean, you played a long season, and in the playoffs, you happen to play a physical team. We played Indiana in the first round, and every game was like it took a toll on your body. Yep. So, they already play the first round. They're in the second round. They're playing Memphis, a physical team, a tough team. And I think for Kevin, that holds true. I mean, I think he is taking a beating, and it's taking a toll on his body. There's no question about it. It's for him to mentally now push through that and try to will his way to wins. And I think, he has the potential to do that.
Silly me, I must have bought into that Gatorade commercial.
Did you?
Kevin's riding his bike.
He seems
bench
physically
pressing,
fit, yeah.
like drinking Gatorade.
Skip,
Drink some more Gatorade, Kevin.
Skip, you see big guys that see a skinny guy like that on the floor, that is that lethal of an offensive player. They drool at the mouth. They salivate at the opportunity to put their body and their hands on that man. That's what he's going through right now. He'll be better for it. Trust me. He'll be better for this.